value analysis we perform when we're looking at buying a painting, one of the most important pieces we look at is calculating the appreciation rate.
To calculate the appreciation rate for a given work, you would look at the comparables historically, so you wouldn't just take the most recent ones that you used to establish the fair market value. You would also just take a historical view where you collect the comparables as far back as you possibly can.
So we do this in a very similar way that one might look at appreciation rate in real estate. Art is not a homogeneous asset. Art has unique characteristics that can vary from artwork to artwork. So much the same way that real estate has unique characteristics that really give it particular value, where it's located, how many rooms it has. Art is much the same way. Art has the characteristics about who painted it, how big is the painting, where was it sold. These are all the types of characteristics we can look at when we want to define a set of paintings that are similar that helps us infer how an asset has been appreciating over time.
You can think about a work by the artist as being in the same zip code, and then the best case scenario to value the artist's work is that you have another painting that was sold that is almost the same exact visual qualities as the one that you want to appraise.
And the important part here is comparable sales. We look at paintings that are similar characteristics, so paintings that are painted by the same artist, by the same series, maybe the same year, to create a set of comparable sales. Once we establish a set of similar sales that we think is comparable to the painting we're trying to buy, we'll plot those specific sales over time. That allows us to estimate how have those points in time and those sales been appreciating.
And using those data points, you can actually calculate the appreciation rate annually.
Our analysis of the Andy Warhol painting, which was our first painting we brought to the platform, was a great example of this technique. The Andy Warhol Maryland Reversal was painted in a series, so there are a number of paintings that were painted in really a similar fashion by Andy Warhol. Looking at each one of these paintings as they were sold from the 1990s through today, we can get a sense of how that series is performing and appreciating over time. This particular series we calculated was appreciating at 11.25% rate compounded annually since the 1990s.
The interesting thing about, an annual appreciation rate that you have to remember is that it compounds. So let's say at a 12% appreciation rate, you can expect the painting to roughly double in value in 5 years.
The importance of looking at compounded rates is it allows us to compare those return profiles to other assets. Stocks, bonds, other assets are usually quoting their performance in terms of annualized compounded returns. So we look at the same metric here at Masterworks when we're making those comparisons.